I really enjoy having the chickens on the Mountain Farm Museum, mainly because for me, I like to share agriculture and animal science with other people. I've had numerous people come and say this is the first time they've actually seen a chicken in person. I've had people that are afraid of chickens and had a couple opportunities to actually, pick up a chicken and take to them and let them see that chicken in a different light, and also provide that experience that people might only have once in a lifetime. My name is Michael Smith. I'm an interpretive park ranger here in Great Smoky Mountains National Park. The main part of my job is the coordinator of the Mountain Farm Museum, which is the opportunity to immerse yourself a little more in farm life of the Smokies, late 1800s, early 1900s, and beyond. Chickens were important to family farms here in the Smokies prior to the park establishment because they provided items that families needed to survive. They provide eggs, but then also they provide meat. Chickens are also pretty hardy. They don't need a lot of input. You could use some of your crops or your harvest that was left over. You can feed those to your chickens, but then they're pretty good at finding their own food too. And so if you let them out and let them roam, then they'll find bugs and worms and turn over leaves and that sort of thing. And so they're really good animals to have where you don't have to put a lot of input, but then they also give you those products that you need to survive. Everybody would have been responsible for caring for the chickens, but we do know that kids were more responsible for finding the eggs. Because in a free-range, free-roam situation, which we still have on the farm today, chickens will go different places and hide a clutch of eggs. And so kids would have had the responsibility of looking all over in the loft of the barn maybe and under logs and that sort of thing to try to find the eggs all the time. Our flock here on the Mountain Farm Museum, we purchased from animal auction. And we're able to do that from funds from one of our partners, the Friends of the Smokies. Our flock is mixed up, all different breeds, even different sizes. Our max is normally about 40. And so we've started sometimes the year with 30 chickens or so. So one of the first things we do when we get a flock of chickens is we put them in the chicken coop and we keep them in there for about 5 to 7 days. That way they get used to each other, they establish their pecking order, and then they establish the coop as home. And so then when we start letting them out every day, they always want to go back to that place in the evening to roost. And so they're very comfortable in the coop and safe. And so a part of our job is to make sure that the chicken coop is safe, that no predators can get into the coop. In our setup of having a coop that they go into in the evening and then letting them free range where technically they can go anywhere they want. Luckily they do stay, on the farm or in the vicinity. One of our biggest challenges is predators. We're in a very natural environment with natural predators. So we do what we can to make sure that the coop is secure and that we have a good process of letting them out and putting them up in the evening. We have our chickens on the farm to talk about farm life and to show one of those important aspects of having animals, having livestock on the farm, and why we have those animals and why they were so important to families. We get school groups that come in, and so kids get a chance to see chickens free range and just roaming, and also families. Anybody who wants to gets a chance to enjoy the chickens and have that more hands-on, immersive experience on the Mountain Farm Museum. Really exciting to have chickens every year. It's the challenges, but a lot of rewards too.